Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you everything new being added to World of Warcraft in patch 10.2.5, the Seeds of Renewal, launching on the 16th of January for NA and the 17th for EU. As it's a 0.5 patch, we won't be seeing any new raids, Mythic Plus dungeons, or additions to PvP, meaning you still have time to earn your seasonal goals like Ahead of the Curve, Keystone Master, and so on. Instead, 10.2.5 is adding a few new endgame features for PvE, as well as some quality of life updates, new spell animations, and additional character customization options. So let's jump straight in. The first new addition to patch 10.2.5 are follower dungeons. You can queue for these through the Group Finder tool, selecting whichever role you wish to play, and then having the rest of your group filled with NPCs who will fill all the other slots. Follower dungeons are set to normal difficulty. When you zone into the dungeon, you'll see an extra action button which you can toggle on and off depending on whether or not you want an NPC from your group to lead the way, or if you'd like to do that yourself. Do be mindful that when NPCs take charge, they may pull more trash than necessary throughout a given dungeon due to how their pathing works. The NPCs will help with CC and interrupts, and they take a lot of effort to kill. However, they aren't able to skip packs reliably throughout certain dungeons, and they also aren't able to interact with objects such as the cages at the start of Brackenhide Hollow. Overall, follower dungeons are useful for players who want to try out a new spec or role in PvE without needing to pug into random groups to test them out. They could also help higher end players work out new routes for Mythic Plus. The next update in patch 10.2.5 are the Azerothian Archives, a public event that players can take part in at Traitor's Rest in the south of the Azure Span, which you should be able to see on your world map. You'll find an intro questline for the archives starting in the Roasted Ram Inn in Valdrakken. The Azerothian Archives work in a similar way as other public events in Dragonflight, such as the Tuskar Feast, Time Rifts, and Super Blooms, where you'll be given instructions for tasks to complete, and doing so will fill the meter for the event, unlocking higher quality rewards once the time is up. There will also be minigame style systems to take part in during each event in the form of excavations, as well as special items you can find while techno scrying, which you can hand in to see scenes from the past that give context to the item you found. There's no player power tied to the Azerothian Archives, it's simply a cosmetic grind with some story woven in too. You'll earn mysterious fragments which can be exchanged at Provisioner Arista in Algathar Academy in Thaldraszus for a couple of mounts and a whole host of Archivist-themed transmog appearances. Next up, players can also take part in the new Reclamation of Gilneas questline with Gen Greymane and Kalia Menethil in patch 10.2.5. This wasn't available for testing at all on the PTR, so lots of players have speculated what this questline could entail story-wise, as all we have been told is that Gen Greymane is ready to retake his kingdom, but Gilneas is not as empty as expected. Since the questline either takes place with Gen Greymane or Kalia Menethil, it is safe to assume that the questline is available to both factions, and the primary antagonists of the story are likely to be the Scarlet Crusade, as suggested by the titles of a lot of quests in this chain. This would also make sense given how the Scarlet Crusade were an active threat during the recent Forsaken Heritage questline, which took place in Silverpine Forest, which borders Gilneas to the north. As of patch 10.2.5, Dragonriding will be available worldwide. Once a character is high enough level to unlock Dragonriding, they will then have access to it as a mode of transport regardless of the zone or continent they are in. As an added bonus, there will also be Dragon Racing Cups held throughout the various expansion zones throughout the year. For example, the Outland Cup is active from the 18th to the 31st of January 2024, where players can participate in normal, advanced, and reverse courses throughout Burning Crusade zones. In addition to this, Dracthyr will now be able to make full use of the Dragonriding abilities while soaring in Dracthyr form. Ever since the release of Dragonflight, Dracthyr were limited to using 1 Skyward Ascent and 2 Surge Forward charges before they would quickly lose momentum and slowly fall back down to the ground. But with 10.2.5, Dracthyr will gain a new passive called Empowered Soaring, meaning they will be able to fully dragon ride without the need of a dragonriding mount. This includes spending and restoring vigor charges, and gaining all the benefits of the dragonriding talent tree. The cooldown of Soar will also be reduced from 4 minutes down to 10 seconds. The other changes to patch 10.2.5 are mostly story-based updates and quality of life improvements, starting off with the new Night Elf home of Bel'Ameth in the Dragon Isles, which you can access by flying west of the Onaran Plains. There's not really anything to do here at this stage, but it has lots of nice new updated architecture that emulates the wooden structures you would find throughout Teldrassil. And a fun little detail is that Horde players will gain a buff while in Bel'Ameth, warning them that the Sentinels are watching them. Patch 10.2.5 is also introducing a handful of new spell animations for existing abilities in the game. All of these abilities were added in Shadowlands, and are now being updated as their previous animations don't really fit in non-Shadowlands zones or instances. These new animations include Feline Stomp for monks, Champion Spear for warriors, Soul Rot for warlocks, Shifting Power for mages, and the Hunt for demon hunters. The way these abilities function remain unchanged. Lastly, Trolls will be gaining 5 new hair colours in similar shades to existing ones, and Draenei will unlock 1 new complexion colour option too. As for Warlock pets, there are now options to change the appearance of your Observer and Tyrant pets. However, much like the majority of pet customization options we've seen previously for Warlocks, these will need to be unlocked by finding and using specific grimoires from various zones and types of content. Speaking of which, if you're interested in unlocking all of the other types of Warlock pet customization options, I have linked my guide video in the description below for you. So there we have it. That is everything new coming to World of Warcraft in patch 10.2.5. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you have any questions, please drop a comment down below. If you'd like to catch me live someday, you're always welcome over on my Twitch channel, which is linked on screen, as well as in the description with all of my other socials. But for now, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!